There is so much drama and mystery surrounding whatever Apple is going to do with a mixed reality headset. After years of reported delays and multiple news outlets making their own fake renderings of the design, because we're all tired of talking about something we can't see yet, everyone is saying the headset will be shown off at WWDC, the developers conference in June. That's right. Apple's making this massive leap into a whole new hardware product category, announcing what could be the beginning of the post-iPhone era with a device that could change how we work and play. It's rumored to cost $3,000, and you're telling me that that is going to happen in the same breath as news on operating system updates. What? Yeah, no one cares about Watch OS 10. No one's going to care about Mac OS 14. Not when there's going to be a headset thing hiding behind some curtain. It's all people want to talk about. So why would an iconic new product share the limelight at a developers conference? And why wouldn't Apple give this VR/AR headset thing its own special event? And let's think about the climate right now for Apple to unveil such an important piece of risky hardware. You're telling me now Tim Cook is finally going to do it in this economy with wave after wave of tech layoffs, bank collapses, and inflation mania sweeping the nation? Yeah, now they decide it's VR time. Cool. Yeah, there were a lot of questions, and I want to know all of your biggest Apple headset concerns. Throw your comments and questions below, and be sure to subscribe to the channel because we're going to answer them in a future episode. I really want to see what Apple is doing here. I want to get swept up in whatever wild VR magic they have been crafting for the past 7 years or however long it's been. But does the world have the capacity right now to have any interest in this one more thing? Perhaps we should be thinking differently about this product from other Apple hardware launches. Let's go over how Apple would potentially treat this reveal at WWDC and why it won't be like other Apple products. I'm Bridget Carey, and this is One More Thing. This rumored headset could be seen as Tim Cook's big legacy as he sets up the next phase of the Apple product universe. But the hype is heavy here. Speculation began 5 years ago when stories started cropping up about the project. Rumors from mostly reliable sources ramped up over the past few months. We have heard it could be called Reality Pro, that this would let you watch 3D video, it would do interactive workouts, use hand tracking, and have some sort of realistic FaceTime avatar chats with other people, whatever that's supposed to be, all while wearing some sort of high-tech ski goggles. The big picture is still pretty hazy. Recently, we have seen some ribbon cables allegedly leak out. It's posted by Mac Rumors and 9to5Mac from a Twitter user called Mr. White. Yeah, looks like the shape of glasses. Such curves, so mysterious, riveting stuff. A few days ago, a story came out from the Financial Times that there is a huge pressure on the Apple headset team to ship it out now, and some tech for augmented reality may not be fully perfected, so we could see other iterations of headgear from Apple down the road. So why is this so dramatic? Apple has to pull off some serious magic here. So let's pull in the VR and AR master who has covered Apple for years, and he knows a few tricks the company may have up its sleeve. CNET editor-at-large Scott Stein. I feel like we've been here before.
Yeah, we have. It's been a long time waiting for this headset.
We've been talking so much about this headset, but we did not think it would be at WWDC just a few months ago. So what would a launch at the developers conference look like?
Yeah, this is seems like option 2, where the first would have been you announce the headset, and they didn't do that. Now you're gonna maybe fold it in at this show that is all about the developers. It makes sense to talk about it there, but that's a lot of stuff to digest. It seems like it would eat up the show to talk about the headset when that show is also supposed to be about Mac development and iPads and phones and watches and whatever else.
How are headsets typically announced? Because you've been to quite a few unveilings.
Well, headsets sometimes feel like they evolve more than they're suddenly born. I mean, things like the Oculus Rift or Magic Leap were these things you heard about for such a long time by the company, not rumors, but actual, intended leaks that then manifest into a product, or you see demos over year after year. So laying it all down at one event is not typically a VR/AR headset move. That's why I thought that Apple would do some sort of demo event before and then something after, and then something after that.
It's like a slower rollout.
Yeah, because there's a lot to take in. I still feel like you've got to kind of show something. Like you got to show magic. You got to show magic. They got to do the equivalent of like making the handkerchief disappear, where it's like, wow, that's cool. Woo! How'd they do that? Anyway, I do magic. You know, the point is that like they have to, VR headsets have a moment of wow. That's what made them cool. Sorry for that. But like, you know, are they going to have like a FaceTime demo with the avatars? We're so used to VR headsets now, or like I am, that I've seen a lot of how those work. You know, are they just going to get into the nuts and bolts of like, here's how we're going to make ours? I think that they're going to have to start over and say, here's the cool thing. Okay, now here's all the other stuff you can do.
You think they're going to like bring it on stage and have Tim Cook wearing it, or is it going to be more quiet behind the scenes type of reveal?
I think more of that, because these things get clunky and weird, even in the best scenarios. Plus, sometimes they don't work right, and you got the stage demo. Plus, also, nobody knows what you're seeing. Every time I wear something weird on my face,
you have a lot of experience with that.
Right, you don't know what I'm seeing. It's not the same thing.
They could talk about Reality OS. That has been something that people have seen in code that has been reported on and kind of out there for developers already. So it's not a total secret that there is software for it. It's just not as exciting as the hardware.
And they could have something like a developer kit, because the question is, who is this for? Is it for the developers? Is it for the everyday person? Is it for work? Because when you have something simple, like a VR headset for gaming, like the Quest 2, everyone gets it. But when Meta started to flex into doing stuff for work and a more expensive headset, a lot more complexities, and then it's not so easy. I think Apple needs to make something that is developer friendly, definitely. But then the first version of whatever this is, there's been all this talk about that the product may not be ready, or the designers didn't want to be ready, but maybe they want to put it out anyhow. The first version of an Apple product that's new usually isn't the one that you get. I think it's about the iterations of the product more than is this product the one. And so in that sense, like, what does it really matter? Just they have to get the foot in the door.
I'm so curious, and yet can't help but wonder how this is going to be so different from every other Apple product.
Yeah, well, and it needs to work with all the other Apple products. Like, nobody has made a headset that really works seamlessly with your phone, your watch, your TV, your laptop, or whatever. And some of them do parts of it, but that's like the biggest opportunity for Apple, or eventually Google, Samsung, and that partnership that they're working on, is to like get this thing to just feel normal with everything that you do and feel like a peripheral. I think it makes sense to have something that could be upgraded over time, which doesn't seem very Apple, but also like if it's a peripheral to your laptop or your phone, like, you know, you're not going to want to buy a new one of these for X $1,000s, maybe ever, but like maybe you buy it once, and you know, if it's really good. So they have to kind of map that out too, like what happens there.
All right, we'll have to see. Do you have more magic tricks? While we wait, because we have a long time we have to wait, it seems.
We have to bring some more. We have to bring some card tricks, some koi tricks. I'm going to be at WWDC with the whole little magic kit and stand and set that up.
Thank you, Scott.
Yeah, thanks, Bridget.
How Apple launches the headset is important, but maybe it's being done like this because it's only going to be important to developers. Because it could be version 2 or 3 that's going to be important to you and me and getting the public on board. Apple needs content and gaming built out to get people to understand its value. Maybe because of the economic climate, it's a good thing Apple launches it slowly. If most consumers are going to wait, then this makes 2023 the year of building out everything. The first iPhone was interesting.
Who wants a stylus?
But things didn't get real good until the 3GS. Let me know in the comments how closely you will be watching this reveal, and if you're someone who wants the first model no matter what, or if you're more of a wait-and-see person. And if you have questions for me or Scott, we're going to tackle them in a future episode. If Apple doesn't succeed right off the bat with this, it's not the end. The company has diversified into a finance company, and Apple's now also a content empire of movies and TV shows, and exercise programming, and music stations, and gaming and sports broadcasting. But how will all of that fit into the high-tech goggles? The suspense is terrible. I hope it will last.